I consider the Real News channel to be a valuable resource as far as getting real news as opposed to the pseudo news that's available through most of the mainstream media. However, I have to say that I was very disappointed at a piece that the Real News released last week regarding the alleged vote rigging in the Iranian elections. The video was called "Does U.S. Poll Rule Out Fraud in Iran?" Now, it seems to me that this video reinforces the irrational and seemingly universally accepted conclusion that we've come to as Western observers of the Iranian elections. And that conclusion is that there was obviously and undoubtedly some kind of fraud in those elections. Now, the poll that this video was referring to is a poll that was conducted by a couple of nonprofit organizations and think tanks, one of which is called
Terror Free Tomorrow, a Washington-based think tank with powerful U.S. politicians on its advisory board, many of which have publicly endorsed U.S. military intervention in Iran, including former Senate Majority Leader Bill Frist and Senator John McCain.
Now, I have a problem with the Real News mentioning in this way that there are members of the regime change in Iran crowd associated with the organization that conducted this poll. The question we're dealing with is, how do we determine whether or not there was fraud in the Iranian election, and does this poll help us to determine that? Now, if the poll is scientific and accurate, and no one is questioning the accuracy of the poll, then it doesn't matter who was on the advisory board of Terror Free Tomorrow. And this piece of information being mentioned by the Real News in this way could easily have the effect of leading one to believe that the accuracy of this poll is to be doubted. Now, the guys that conducted the poll wrote a piece in the Washington Post last week which was questioning all of this hysteria about election fraud.
An op-ed published on Monday by the Washington Post has caused many media outlets to question their support for the fraud theory. The piece was written by Ken Ballin and Patrick Doherty, directors of a rare countrywide public opinion poll that was taken in Iran 3 weeks prior to the election. The authors of the op-ed claim that their polling results support Ahmadinejad's landslide victory numbers.
Now, this statement is misleading and it's inaccurate. Ballin and Doherty did not say in their Washington Post op-ed piece that their polling results support Ahmadinejad's landslide victory. They did not say that. They said that based on their polling results, it is possible that Ahmadinejad could have won by the reported margin, and that there is reason to doubt this universal acceptance of the idea that there was vote rigging.
And their conclusions are now being quoted widely. However, when they first released the data only 4 days before the election, their conclusions were quite different.
I really don't get where the Real News is coming from with this. It seems that the Real News in this video is trying to say that Ballin and Doherty, for some unknown reason, are intentionally misinterpreting their poll data.
When they first released the data only 4 days before the election, their conclusions were quite different. Quote, "It appears that none of the presidential candidates will pass the 50% threshold needed to automatically win, thereby triggering a second-round runoff ballot."
Okay, now Ballin and Doherty didn't magically change their interpretation of the poll data, but I'll explain what I mean about that in a second. Right now, I want to say that the reason that this is so troublesome to me is because this Washington Post piece written by Ballin and Doherty is one of the only pieces I've seen in the mainstream media that is trying to tell us Westerners to hold on a second and think and not just accept what we're being fed. And the Real News, of all sources, is discrediting this Washington Post piece, which has been one of the very few voices of reason with regard to this election. Everybody is saying election fraud in Iran. It's time for a revolution in Iran. And that's exactly what the regime change in Iran crowd wants to hear. Anyway, getting back to it, the conclusions that Ballin and Doherty come to in the Washington Post piece are sound. What they say is that while Western news reports from Tehran in the days leading up to the voting portrayed an Iranian public enthusiastic about Ahmadinejad's principal opponent, Mousavi, our scientific sampling from across all 30 of Iran's provinces showed Ahmadinejad well ahead. They go on to say that their nationwide public opinion survey of Iranians 3 weeks before the vote showed Ahmadinejad leading by a more than 2-to-1 margin. So let's look at some of the poll, in particular the most important question asked of Iranians: who are you going to vote for? As you can see, 34% of respondents said they would vote for Ahmadinejad. 14% of respondents said they would vote for Mousavi. However, almost 50% of respondents said that they were undecided or simply refused to answer the question. So based on this, is it possible that Ahmadinejad could have won by the landslide that was reported? It is not complicated. Obviously, he could have won by the landslide that was reported. Now, I believe that the reported number for Ahmadinejad was 63% of the vote. Now, if he picked up the 34% of voters who said that they would vote for him in this poll, plus not even 30% of the 50% of voters who said that they were undecided or refused to answer the question, then he would have won by the 63% landslide that was reported. So, Bowne and Doherty predicted that it would be a close election, but keep in mind that they said that Ahmadinejad would win. But they predicted that it would be a close election and that there would need to be a runoff. Now, obviously, they were wrong about that, but it's easy to see why their prediction was wrong when you see that 50% of respondents would not answer the question of who they would vote for. So the question is not, does this poll rule out the possibility of fraud? Because those that conducted the poll never said that the poll does that. What they said was that before other countries, including the United States, jumped to the conclusion that the Iranian presidential elections were fraudulent with the grave consequences such charges could bring, they should consider all independent information. The fact may simply be that the re-election of President Ahmadinejad is what the Iranian people wanted.